Welcome back to the Games Reveal channel. I'm James, and we're going to talk about 5 of the most needed to play games in March 2022. And I've even added an extra one to the list. It's not number 6, it's just a surprise, and you're going to love it or hate it, but it is kind of weird. So make sure to watch the whole video and see it at the very end. Number 1, and this is one of the ones that I'm been most anticipated for the year, just because it's so different, and that is Ghostwire Tokyo. There's something about this game that just seems fun. I do enjoy Japanese culture quite a bit, and exorcisms, Japanese exorcisms, whatever it is. This game looks fun. It looks like it looks like if you're dual wielding magic, but to ward off ghosts and I don't know, slay demons or whatever it is. Dual wielding, like in Skyrim. That's what it reminds me of. And so I'm super excited for this one. It still could be a flop in my eyes because I've watched a lot of stuff on it. I'm still not convinced like how good it's going to be, but I feel like it is. I've watched it and it seems like it's going to be good, but I'm going to have to be convinced once I pick it up. So I'm definitely going to let you guys know. Okay, number 2 is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That one comes out March 25th. Also Ghostwire Tokyo 25th, and just also to backtrack, Ghostwire Tokyo comes out on PlayStation 5 and PC, which is awesome. Okay, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, 25th of March, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, and Xbone or X1, Xbox One, PC. Yeah, so I've played all the previous games, and this one's like a branch off or whatever of the DLC of Tiny Tina's DLC in Borderlands 2. It looks really good. I was a little fearful that it was just going to be a skin of Borderlands, and I'm still a little bit fearful of this, but I play this one so much. I love it. Or like I've played the Borderlands and I loved them so much, so I'm definitely going to like this one a lot. You're going to be in a fantasy world as opposed to a sci-fi world. There might be some sci-fi mixed into it, but mainly fantasy. That's the whole point. And in a DnD style. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Let's be honest. It's something very different, and yet will feel a little samey for Borderlands fans. So check that one out. Gran Turismo 7 is number 3. I'm not the biggest racing fan these days. I do like racing games. Gran Turismo is one of those ones that it always looks so good, and it's in competition kind of with the Forzas, right? They're very similar in a lot of ways. Well, Gran Turismo 7 is going to be on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and it comes out March 4th. And it is going to have over 420 cars, which is already pretty, that's a lot. I don't know if I think I'd get bored, or I just wouldn't play most of them. Like I'm going to play like my staple 3, right? Gotta play the Fiesta Ford, those are the best. Okay, so let's move on. Babylon's Fall is going to be for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC. Comes out March 3rd, and it is a Square Enix game, and there's actually 2 on this list of ours. So they've been busy making a Destiny meets fantasy world, I guess, and that's what it really looks like. And just to explain about a little bit what it is, it's a brand new take from the developers of Platinum Games, and it's critically acclaimed is what they're saying. They're critically acclaimed Signature Combat. Platinum Games does a bunch of other games that you might be familiar with, like Nier Automata and also Bayonetta. So just a couple of, pretty decent games under their belts in past life, previous years, whatever you want to say. It's definitely, I'm not sure about this one. I might give it a try, I might not. It definitely looks interesting, but I'm going to have a pretty full month this month. And so if I get to it, we'll see. The next one on the list is Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. And it's going to be coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Comes out March 18th. And it's also going to be coming from Square Enix. That's interesting that they're having 2 come out in about a 2-week period. I don't usually see companies do that, usually because they'll compete with each other for prices, or like for competition for like sales, that is, not prices. This one is the one out of the two that I'm actually more interested in, just because I like Final Fantasies, and it has the action that the Final Fantasy series has been kind of known for, and they're even diving deeper into it. When I was looking into it, I'm like, what is this? Like, I didn't even know this was on the radar. Is it a remake? It's not a remake. It's a prelude, kind of. It's an interpretation to the classic role-playing games of some of the older Final Fantasies, where it has time looping a part of the story. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'm not going to dive too much deeper into what that is, because I'm not even sure, even after reading their website and watching the video, but it looks really action packed. It looks like it could be good. And if you like Final Fantasy 15 and on, then you're probably going to like this one. So that's it for the top 5, or not really top 5, but 5 of the most needed to play games of March 2022. But I want to mention a couple more, and I do have a surprise one still, but, well, actually I just want to mention one, and that is Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and it's coming out for the Switch. And the reason it's not really on my 5 is because I'm just not the biggest Kirby fan, but I wanted to put that in for anyone that is. And if you're excited for it, let me know in the comments why, because I'm always willing to be convinced to play an awesome game. Now, there are other great games coming out this month. These are the ones that were more on my radar, so let me know what's on your radar. But let's get to that last game, and this one's kind of an interesting one that's coming out March. Where did this come from? I don't know. Actually, we do know. It comes out every 2 years once a new device comes out, right? Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming out in March. No surprise, right? They're really wanting to get that money, and it's coming out. Okay. Let's give it a little justice. It's coming out for the new generation, the current generation, I guess, if you can pick one up. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and cool. Hopefully, it looks better. I don't see why you would need to, but you know what, it's always nice to be able to play it on the newer consoles if you want to. I just wish they would have backported it and like had a patch come out, maybe make it so it just runs like really good and looks good, but through a patch. But no, they want the money, and of course I'm sure they're going to charge full price. I don't like this tactic quite. I really don't like this tactic. I like games coming out that I love, like let's say Skyrim. It gets kind of annoying, but Skyrim sometimes will come out with like the definitive edition, or they'll redo the graphics and stuff like that. This one, we'll see. I'm waiting though, and you don't need to. If you're on a PC, you don't need to. So if you get the Steam Deck and that new console, it's pretty much a new console. You could always play play Grand Theft Auto 5 and never have to buy it again. You just get to play it on whatever version of PC you have, which is just want to say that a lot of games on this list are PC, and I didn't even choose it that way. I didn't pick the games that were just going to be for PC. Not all of them are, most of them are though. Gran Turismo is not going to be though, and neither is Kirby, but the other ones will be. And it's another great reason to have a Steam Deck, because you're just going to have so many options, and it's looking good. I know I talk about Steam Deck a lot. I just had to throw that in there a little bit. Okay, let's close this up. Which games are you most excited for March 2022? Which ones are you gonna be playing? Are you still gonna be playing Elden Ring? It's a long game. That's one of the games that's gonna be a big chunk of March for me. So let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, check out some of my Steam Deck videos, or I don't know which way I'm pointing with the video recommendations, or just check out another video of mine. And we'll catch you guys next time. Later, guys. Later.